Hi everybody, it is me, Andrew, and this is going to be a video all about the books that have changed my life, the spiritual books that have changed my entire life and my spiritual journey, and the books that I'm reading now and all that kind of stuff. So I realized that I haven't made a video about this, and I figured I was off today, so I figured I would just do it and talk about all the books that have changed my life. And obviously, I don't have them all in physical form. I have them on digital, like on my Kindle and iBooks and stuff. And some of them I even have both copies of. And these aren't going to be in any particular order, except for maybe the Doreen Virtue books that I'm going to have out. But that's pretty much going to be like the only ones that I'm going to have together, because they're all by her. So I don't know how long this video is going to be, so if you want to grab yourself a little snacky poo, or go take a poo, or get some tea, get some wine, you know, whatever you want to do, because we're going to be going through a lot of books. So yeah, books are very important to me. I wouldn't be where I am had I not been such a fan of reading from an early age, and been so open to new things and open to new experiences, and my whole spiritual journey has been dramatically improved by the books that I have chosen to read. So I'm going to start with the first book that really got me started on my spiritual path. And some of you are going to be like, wow, this book? Really? And the answer is yes. This book jump-started everything for me, and yeah. So, the first book that I'm going to talk to you guys about is There's More to Life Than This, by Teresa Caputo, the Long Island Medium. Yeah, this book is it. So the story behind this book is actually really, really interesting, because I was watching her show, and I've been a fan of hers since day one. I love her. She is one of the very few, if not the only, I don't know, medium that has a TV show that I believe is the 110% real deal. Love her. So when I was watching the show, I was sitting there and I was like, man, she should really have a book. Like, I would read the hell out of the book that she writes and that she has. Shit you not. I went on Facebook directly after I said that, and this book came out in 2013. And I was like, I really, really, really want to read this book. Like, she needs to have a book coming out, because I would love it. Shit you not, went on Facebook maybe 30 minutes after I said that, after the show ended, and found out she's coming out with the book. And it was this book. And I was like, this is so crazy. And that was just the beginning of like little synchronicities that happened when I got this book. So I started reading this book, and there's a chapter in here. I am not sure where the chapter is. I know it's probably in this part about signs and symbols and such. But there was a part in here where she talks about the number 444. And so I have been reading this book, and I was just loving it already. And she talked about 444. And I was like, wow, 444 means angels are all around you. I was like, okay. And as soon as I read that, I started seeing 444 everywhere. I can take you to the exact spot in the Target that I worked at, because I worked at Target Mobile, selling phones at Target at the time. In Triangle Town Center, North Carolina. I can take you in Raleigh, North Carolina, Triangle Town Center, Target. I can take you to the spot where I had my encounter, my first real encounter with angels, after seeing 444. And so I made it a point that every time I saw 444 and I was able to, I would close my eyes, take a deep breath, see myself in white light, and just let the angels just give me all the guidance that I needed. And it all started because of this book. So then that led me down the number hole, and I started seeing 111, 222, 333, everything. And then I naturally started looking at the meanings and came across Doreen Virtue. And I came across her book, angel numbers, which I have it on my Kindle as well because the app they no longer support. But it used to be an app and it was a phenomenal app, and I wish Hay House would bring it back. So if anyone at Hay House is listening to this, bring this app back because I want this. So I ended up getting this book, and it goes through 0 to 999, and I started really picking up the synchronicities of what was going on. And because of this book, I began my whole spiritual journey. And it just changed everything for me. And it even got to the point where when I began developing my mediumship, because that took me a while to really begin to develop, the spirits were communicating with me in my mind's eye as Teresa Caputo. So it sounds really weird when I say it out loud, but it would kind of be like I was watching her give a message, but it would be the message that she was giving was actually from the spirit that I was communicating with because I trusted her, and mediumship was something that kind of scared me in the beginning. But with her, I felt safe. And so spirits were communicating with me with her voice, so I knew that it was okay. And so this book changed everything for me, and I would not be where I am. I would not be behind this camera. I would not have the business I have. I would not have met the people that I've met without Teresa Caputo. So Teresa Caputo, if you're watching this, thank you. I love you. I get to see her live November 30th at the MGM here in DC/Maryland. So I get to see her live, and I'm putting it out there in the universe, and I want all of you to put it out there in the universe with me that she's going to either read me or that I'm going to meet her face to face. So put that out there. But yes, this is the book that started everything for me. I love it so much. She is just my hero. I just love her. I love her, and she's fabulous. Freaking love you, Teresa. So this is the book that started everything. So this is number 1. So the next book, and I've already showed you angel numbers. There's not really much to talk about with this book. And I'm also going to put all these books in the link below, in the description below, so that way you can find them all and look at them for yourself. But this book is absolutely phenomenal, and it's so teeny tiny. It's like this is the comparison size. It's a really, really, really small book, so you can pop it in your backpack or whatever. But it literally goes through all of the numbers. I'm not sure how Hay House is going to handle still selling her books. I don't know how that's going to work. So if you're looking to get any of her books, I would snag them, especially ones dealing with like psychic development and things like that. So this is Angel Numbers 101 by Doreen Virtue. Still a phenomenal resource. Phenomenal, just phenomenal. So next we're gonna have, and you're gonna see all my bookmarks in these books, but I have the Big Book of Angel Tarot. I remember when this book was announced, I was just freaking over the moon because I love Doreen Virtue, but I love Radleigh. Like, Doreen Virtue's cool, or was cool, but Radleigh's just like everything. And you know, even Doreen said that a lot of the work behind the tarot decks and the books and everything were him. And I totally, he's a phenomenal person, but also an amazing teacher. And I'm actually, in the description of all my videos, you'll see the link to become a certified angel tarot reader. So it's different than a certified angel card reader because this has nothing to do with Doreen Virtue. So if you're kind of miffed about the whole Doreen situation, Radleigh has his own course. And it's amazing. I took it. It's phenomenal. So that link is going to be below as well through Hay House. So the Big Book of Angel Tarot literally walks you through the Angel Tarot deck. It goes you through the Dreamer's Journey. I keep wanting to say the Fool's Journey, but in their deck it's the Dreamer. So for literally every card, you get the symbolism. I'll hold like this. You get the symbolism, you get the angel number, and you get the Dreamer's Journey for all the major arcana cards. And it's a pretty good sized book. It's actually, let's see how many pages. It is 300 pages. Oh, you also get the astrology for the card as well. So yeah, 300 pages. It even goes into the astrology of the court cards, which is amazing. So I'm really into this. So I love this book so much. I'm actually going to revisit it. But it really, really is phenomenal. Like, it's just, especially because people are seemingly so worried about tarot being demonic, which is not. Any tarot deck you get is perfectly cool. But especially for people who are wanting to just kind of like really get into tarot, but kind of have and just a side note here, it really pisses me off. Like, it pisses me the fuck off when people like make fun of the Doreen tarot decks, like being, because she marketed it as perfectly safe and all this kind of stuff, but really, like, it just pisses me off. I can't stand it because, and this is gonna be a little bit of a rant. Sorry. These decks are phenomenal. I've had more powerful experience with these decks than I have with, you know, the Rider-Waite or whatever. And basically, it's just a more high vibe deck. You know, if you have a deck full of people like zombies, or a deck full of, like, you know, disgusting images, and you have a deck of unicorns, obviously the deck of unicorns is going to be more appealing. This is one of the best decks in this entire world. So I'm actually going to include the link for the book and for the deck below, because it's a beautiful deck. So if you're making fun of it, then go fuck yourself. Because it's actually an amazing deck, and you know, Radley's amazing, and the art's amazing. Everything is just amazing about this deck, and I would not be where I am if it wasn't for this deck. So people need to stop being jerks. So the next two books kind of go together: the Angel Therapy, Angel Therapy, and then the Angel Therapy Handbook. I will admit that I use the Angel Therapy Handbook a little bit more than I use Angel Therapy. Angel Therapy is actually, it's a really, really great book because the angels really talk about a lot of, I'm going to go into the table of contents and I'll tell you. So they talk about arguments, addiction, friendship, grief, relaxation, worry, writing, fatigue, envy, embarrassment, crime, dating, death, pregnancy, burnout, blame, betrayal, friendship, food, money. And it's really channeled writing, right? So like the Abraham books, really channeled by the angels to help you. And it's kind of like a really good introduction. And so then there's part 2 where we have asking the angels for help, how to quiet your mind, how to hear the angels' messages, purifying the channels of divine communication, spirit releasement with Archangel Michael, spiritual safety, angel therapy. There's an exercise unfolded in angel wings. So she goes into the archangels, and self-help resources, and then about Doreen Virtue. So it's a really, really good book, and it really goes into a lot of the issues that we really want to know about, right? And what do the angels have to say about this? You know, just because she doesn't acknowledge what she did anymore doesn't mean that this is any less true. Doesn't mean that this isn't valid, because this book is legit. So, like, I love this book, and I have the digital copy of this book. I also have the digital copy of the Big Book of Angel Tarot and the Angel Therapy Handbook, because I can't possibly carry all these books around with me because my back would break. But this is an amazing book. And then we have the Angel Therapy Handbook, which you can see all my bookmarks. And so the Angel Therapy Handbook is a little more handbooky as far as how to do things. So you have Talking with the Angels, the 4 clairs. So she breaks down all the clairs. So clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognizance, and clairaudience. How to give an angel reading, oracle cards, angel therapy healing, light workers in your life purpose. She gives you specialties of the archangels, halo colors, crystals and gemstones, astrological signs, everything. So you really get into a lot of really rich and really rich content in this book if you're wanting to communicate with angels. She even goes into mediumship in this particular book. So it's really, 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 she goes into entrepreneurship. Like, it's just amazing. She did such a great job with this book, and it's one that I absolutely love and that I still use. This is one of the reference books that I go to. I've read it all the way through several times, but it's one of those reference books that I still go to and that I still hold on to and cherish. The next book is actually going to be one that I believe she has taken out of print, so that there are, I guess, a remaining few copies of it. So I would be I would jump on this if you want to get this book. But this is Archangels and Ascended Masters. I actually got this book from eBay, and there was actually a message written to a person in it. I didn't know that when I bought it, which is really sweet. But this is, Riley Valentine says, a phone book to heaven. Because you literally have all of the gods and goddesses, and let's see, we have like El Moria right here. So we talk about ascended masters and what they help with, and then an invocation. So you get a lot of great, like this book is phenomenal. Like I'll give you a, let's go to Abundancia, the first one. So she's the goddess of success, prosperity, and abundance. So she helps with abundance, attracting all kinds of financial investments, good fortune, valuables, and protecting your valuables. So an invocation, this is an example of an invocation. Beautiful Abundancia, I desire to be like you, carefree and filled with faith that my supply is already met in all ways. Help me replace any money worries with joy and gratitude. Help me open my arms so that heaven may easily help me. Thank you for all of your guidance, gifts, and protections. I'm truly grateful, and I'm abundantly joyful and fulfilled. I let go and relax in the sure knowledge that I am completely taken care of, immediately and in the future. This book is beautiful. This book is one of the most amazing books I think Doreen Virtue's ever written, which is why I really, if you're interested in this book, like I'm keeping this copy until, I have a digital copy too, but I'm keeping this copy until it just tears away and is left to nothing but shreds. This is my baby. So I'm gonna try to find a link to this book, and I'm gonna see if I can find it. All the links are gonna be for Amazon, so you're gonna be totally, you'll be able to find everything. But yeah, this is an amazing book. This is it, and this book is so high vibrational, and just if you're interested at all in Ascended Masters, get this. Okay, so we have a lot of books to get through, and we're already 17 minutes in. So I'm going to go and talk about the Essential Law of Attraction collection. I do not have the dust jacket anymore because I murder dust jackets. I know my strengths, and dust jackets are not part of them. I think I may have it like around somewhere, but I don't know where it's at. This is by Esther and Jerry Hicks. So in this book, and if you're familiar with them, you know the teachings of Abraham are amazing. There are 3 books in this book: The Law of Attraction, The Basic Teachings of Abraham, Money and the Law of Attraction, Learning to Attract Wealth, Health, and Happiness, and The Vortex, where the Law of Attraction assembles all cooperative relationships. So you literally have a bunch of really, really, really great, great content, and 3 Abraham books, and this book was really cheap. So I was really excited that I actually got this book for as cheap as I got it. I can't remember how cheap it was, but I love it. So if you are looking to learn more about the law of attraction, and Abraham has completely changed my entire life, then this book is actually a really good start because you get 3 books. So you don't have to like worry about carrying around all of them. I actually have the digital copy of this too. And all of the links that have these books, the Kindle version will be available on the same page. So you'll be able to look at the Kindle version too. But this is a phenomenal book and a phenomenal resource for people wanting to learn about the law of attraction and how powerful it is. Like, this book is legit. I remember just like I was at work in North Carolina, and I was actually at work. This is my old business card from Verizon, and I was using it as a bookmark for my book. But I actually have 2 of these books that are standalone, which is actually kind of funny. I have the audio version of these 2; they're phenomenal. But this is a really, really great book to kind of jumpstart how you learn and talk about the law of attraction. This next one is going to be a reference book that I use quite a bit, and it is The Encyclopedia of Spirits by Judika Isles. So this book is legit. It's a big ass book. The page count is, including the index, 1,056 pages. So this book goes, through everything. There's nothing that's left out of this book. Yeah, let me see if I can find a good, someone I want to talk about. Oh, I got it. Let's just see what happens if I turn the page. So, Hephaestus. We have Hephaestus. This book is really heavy. So she goes into the history of the deity, of the spirit, whoever it is. It goes into favored people, manifestations, attributes, consorts, which I really, really like, because you know who he works well with. Colors, mineral, animals, number, which is 9, sacred sites, offerings, and then she gives you a list of other people that are associated with him. Like, this is amazing. Like, I mean, you get everything in this. And you even at the beginning of the book, I don't know why it took me so long to buy this book. But there's actually, let me tell you, there's fairies, genies, demons, ghosts, gods, and goddesses. So you have an introduction that is just, let's see, 107 pages long. So, I mean, you get everything in this, and how to work with them, everything. So I definitely highly suggest this book. It's actually really helped me when I'm wanting to work with a new deity, to know kind of how to work with them and what to kind of do. And then this book also works really well with the Ascended Masters book by Doreen Virtue, simply because there are a lot of the same, not a lot of the same, but there are a fair amount of, I can't keep stacking books over there. There we go. There's a lot of, pretty much a lot of the ones that are in her book are in that book, so you get even more information. It's just phenomenal. The book is ridiculous. So the next one, I have some tarot books in here too, because obviously since I read tarot, I have a lot of tarot reference books. These are a set. Tarot Fundamentals, Tarot Experience, and Tarot Compendium. I'm not going to show you all of these. I'm just going to show you the Tarot Fundamentals. These are published by Los Garibello, and they were Kickstarters. So it was, the quality is phenomenal. Now they're actually sold by themselves, but with the Kickstarters, you got cool things like a tarot bag and such. So with Tarot Fundamentals, if you're interested in learning about tarot, they walk you through every single card, major arcana, minor arcana, and otherwise. I actually have some stuff in here, like some stuff that I was keeping. It walks you through the arcana, how to read tarot, which I really, really like. So deconstructing all of the symbols and how to get acquainted with the new tarot deck, which is really important. Readings, techniques, tarot history, and additional content. I'll show you what it looks like, kind of. So I mean, it's a really meaty book. This is all for one card, and then you go to the next one. It's amazing. It actually shows you different versions of the card in different Los Garibello decks. I really like these books for the tarot spreads, because I love tarot spreads. I make them myself, actually. And I can't find the tarot spreads in here, but they have a bunch of spreads in this book for really getting to know your tarot deck. And then, so this is book number 1, and it gets, like, Tarot Experience is more intermediate, beginner to intermediate, which is this one, and then intermediate to advanced is Tarot Compendium. So that's kind of the route that it goes. I'm going to include the link to these in the description as well, like I'm doing with everything else. But they're really, really, really wonderful resources for tarot, and they've actually really helped me a lot. The next book I'm going to talk about is You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, which is actually really funny because I didn't plan to talk about this book next, but I actually have a bookmark that came from one of the tarot compendium in this, and I have a bookmark to a affirmation about abundance. And Louise Hay, rest in peace, was and is still an amazing influencer in how we live our everyday life. And I feel like with Louise Hay, and especially this book, about how you can heal your life with the way you think and the way you speak. And this book is just phenomenal. And she really was just such a light. And I mean, she even gives you like a chart of what the problem is, the probable cause, the new thought pattern. Like, I mean, she really goes into it, and I love it. It's really, really good. So, I mean, that's just the body. She goes into prosperity, success, but she really gives you a wonderful groundwork for how you can change your life and how you can be who you are born to be. So, I love this book. And this is the 30th anniversary edition, so you have some wonderful pictures of Louise Hay, and she did so much for the LGBT community. She had a meeting with gay men who were struggling with HIV/AIDS, and helped them see the beauty in themselves. So it really, she really was an amazing person. So it's just an amazing book. The next book I'm not going to include a link to, simply because it was personalized and it's not on Amazon. Another bookmark about a place about prosperity. This is called The Book of Andrew, and it's by Venabelle Wynn. I'm not sure if Venabelle Wynn still offers these, but this book is amazing, and you can tell by the way it looks that I've read it quite a bit. But this book is based on your birth chart and where the planets were when you were born, and really digs deep. This book is 300 and a million fucking pages. Not even including the quick reference tables and like this everything else that she includes. So let me see. Oh my god, this is crazy. So 550 pages. Just this, and then the glossary and everything else is literally all of this. So it's legit. I mean, she goes into Saturn Returns. I also have a Britney Spears bookmark that someone printed out. And it like tells you how, like, because my Venus, I mean, my Mercury is in Leo. So when Mercury was in retrograde in Leo this past time, at the time of this video, I read that, and it was really interesting. I mean, she really goes into everything about you. So, like I said, I'm not sure if she still does this, but I'll include her website below so that so that you can see and reach out to her for that. But I will say, if she does do it, I paid to get it bound. She gives you all the instructions to get it bound, but you do get a PDF, which I also have, which I love. Another thing that's actually really close to my heart is Biddy Tarot. Biddy Tarot is actually where I got certified to read tarot at. After taking the Tarot Foundations 2, Reading the Tarot with Confidence. Yeah, I took that, and then I decided I wanted to become certified. And because I had been on Biddy Tarot's website all the time, and when you search a tarot card meeting, it's the first one that comes up. Biddy Tarot is right there. And they actually published the ultimate guide to tarot card meetings, and I actually love it. And there's spreads in here, there's everything, and I mean, it goes into what it does, how it works in personality types for the court cards, for the Ten of Cups. You have, I like it that she gives you quotes about it. Keywords, upright and reverse, you get a description. You also get the general meaning for the upright. And so then you have personality types for each card, which I really like. So you have career, work, and finances, relationships and love, spirituality, well-being, and health, and then suggested card combinations. So she does a lot of work with card combinations. Bridget is absolutely amazing. Then you get reversed tarot card meanings. So this is a really wonderful resource. She actually has another book coming out called Everyday Tarot. But I love Bridget. I love Biddy Tarot. They mean so much to me. They have featured me on their blog and podcast, and I'm forever grateful to them for that. I love them so much. So much love to you. If anyone from Biddy Tarot is watching, love the ultimate guide to tarot card meanings. Phenomenal. Okay, what's next? We're going to look at this book. This is another reference book. This is Llewellyn's Complete Book of Chakras by Cindy Dale. It is 1,006 pages. Softback, so it's not as heavy. but it's a lot heavier paper than the Encyclopedia of Spirits. So it's even heavier than that book, even though, and it's even thicker than that book because of the quality of the paper type. But this book is legit. So if I need anything about chakras, I go to this book. And this book's really kind of helped me as far as getting in touch with my chakras, my chakra energy, and stuff like that. So, I mean, literally, she goes into everything, like energetic and anatomy, Tibetan, like philosophy, Indian philosophy. I mean, just the glossary. The glossary starts on page 829. So this amount of pages is just the glossary, index, endnotes, bibliography, everything. So it's amazing. She tells you all. She gives you the whole body. Like she talks about Kundalini, like everything that you could want to know about chakras. Like, she has full color illustrations, chakras for your pets, hand chakras. Subtle energy flow chart, which is actually really amazing right here. And then she has the Tree of Life right there. I can't point because I'll drop the book. She's got everything. This book is legit. And it was very inexpensive. The retail cost of this book is $40. I think I got it for like maybe $30 on Amazon. So it wasn't that much at all, considering what you get for it. I freaking love it. Cindy Dale is amazing. Okay, so let me see. You can see my stack of books that I'm stacking up as I talk about them. Our Course in Miracles is next. This is one that I haven't read all the way through, but that sometimes I will just skim and just see what I need, and just ask what I need. I really, really like this book a lot. I bought this because Gabby Bernstein talks about it a lot, and it's a very, very, very heavy. You like when you read it, like it's very, it's amazing. There's actually, I just opened it to a part that I really got interested about. So what is the second coming is what I found. But it is phenomenal. It's very, the paper is a very Bible type paper, but it's actually really, really great. And there's been so many times that I have come across a passage in A Course in Miracles that really reflected what I needed in that moment, and it really just kind of brings a lot of stuff together. And the biggest thing from A Course in Miracles is that a miracle is just a shift in perception from fear to love. That's all it is. When you shift your perception from fear to love, that's a miracle, which I love that a lot. So then I have Opening the Channel is one of the books I'm currently reading. So I'm getting more into channeling, and this book I got when I was at Spirit Junkie Masterclass at a bookstore called Strand in New York City. And this particular edition is out of print, and it's a little worn, and I like it a lot. And it was apparently $7.50, and I really, really like this book. It's very deep, and it's a very, very good book so far. So I definitely recommend this book. There is a newer edition that I'll link below. Right now I'm reading Crystal Goddesses 888 as well. I really like this book because of all of the mandalas that are available for all of the goddesses in this book. She also has Crystal Masters 333 and Crystal Angels 444. But this is all the mandalas, and there's also all the mandalas in the deck, the Crystal Mandala Oracle by Alana Fairchild. But she goes into the crystals, the goddesses, like Manifesting Through Patience, Zi Wang Mu, and Stromalite. So like she literally goes into so much. There's so much information in this book. I'm here for it, and I love it so much. I love it, 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 love it. So, Manifesting with the Power of Heaven and Earth. I got this book for my birthday last year. Okay. So I'm also reading right now Where Two Worlds Meet, Developing Evidential Mediumship by Janet Novak. And it's a very thin book. I'm halfway through it, and I really, really like it. I'm always wanting to find ways to enhance my mediumship, and because I'm going to start offering mediumship readings again, fairly soon. Maybe not fairly soon. Probably early next year. But yeah, this book is amazing, and I really, really like it a lot. She goes into everything, and she's just so in depth. I love it, and it's not a very long read, so I like that a lot too, because sometimes you get overwhelmed by the length of a book. So I only have like 4 more books, so stick with me. Let's see, I'll go to this book next. Solitary Witch by Silver Ravenwolf, the ultimate book of shadows for the new generation. So me and this book have a long, sordid history, simply because when I was 17, I lived in Oregon, and we lived right beside a Barnes & Noble. And I would go to Barnes & Noble because I didn't have any money because I didn't have a job, and I would read this book. And I would take my notebook and I would write down things, like write down goddesses and candle colors and everything, and write down all of it. And so I really, really, really had a soft spot for this book, and I had it, and then I went back to I had it when I was like 18, and then went back to the church and threw it away, and then I rebought it, and when I restarted my spiritual path, because I really, really, really love how Silver writes, and she makes everything so easy, and this is a reference book more or less for me, as far as herbs and astrology and all that kind of stuff goes. I love this book, but also, like, if I need to do a spell for something, it's in here. And I really, really like how she brings it down and you're able to understand it. Like, there's runes in here. I mean, she goes into tarot, scrying, I mean, everything. I love it. So this is a very, very, very good book for anybody interested in witchcraft slightly. And this book retails at $22, but it's on Amazon for cheaper, I do believe. The next book, I wasn't going to include this book, The Inner Temple of Witchcraft, but not for any other reason other than there's only one exercise in it that I really found a lot of solace and peace in. I have a slight issue with being told like what to do, and this book is like, okay, on day 3 you do this, and you write 3 pages in your journal a day, and you do this and this and this, and I was like, I can't write 3 pages a day, I'm a busy person. And then it just kind of got to the point where I resented a little bit being told what to do, but I do love, love, love an exercise in this book. It's the Ball of Energy meditation somewhere in here, I'm not sure where it is. But basically when you rub your hands together and you kind of feel the energy between your hands, and you kind of just, I do a technique where I breathe a color into the energy and just like let it sit there and then absorb the energy into my body. But it's a very, very, very good book for anybody. Like, just like Solitary Witch, he has several books. He has The Inner Temple of Witchcraft, The Outer Temple of Witchcraft. I mean, he has a lot of books. And there's also a companion CD to it. But he has a lot of books. And it's actually, the Temple of Witchcraft is actually a school. So the Temple of Witchcraft is actually a school. And I know a lot of people that have gone through the initiations and that kind of stuff, which is phenomenal. I'm like super proud of them. So I'm thinking maybe one day I'll get back into this book and try it. When I resonate a lot more with the material, maybe. But it's a great book. It's so well written. It's phenomenal. I love it. I actually have it, the digital copy as well. All right, second to last book is Holistic Tarot by Benebell Wynn. I don't know what that sound was, but I love Benebell Wynn. Benebell Wynn's a badass. She is, like, I don't even know. She's not even a triple threat. She's like a quadruple threat. She writes. She is a beautiful artist. She is a sweet and genuine person, and just, she goes above and beyond. Like, I don't understand. Like, she must be, like, the multitasking queen of the universe. I salute her beyond words for how amazing her work is. And the Benebell Wynn is, this book is 860-some pages, including the index, but this is a comprehensive guide to tarot. So if you are looking for an all-inclusive, like all-in-one volume of tarot, like I still have, I have the Suit of Wands bookmarked in here, and then I also have a spread bookmarked in here. The Clock Hour spread, so it's like a zodiac spread. This book is amazing. Like I thought that I was resistant to this book, but I was scared that it would be really like above my head. But no, this book is amazing. I have the digital version of this too, and it's really helped my tarot journey. And it's one of those books that I go to constantly to receive, like to look for spreads. I mean, astrological symbols and elemental associations. So the Two of Pentacles is Jupiter and Capricorn. Like, well, she just goes into it. Like, she goes deep into it. There's even a companion course to this book on her website, and I'll link her website again in this book to the course. But it's amazing. She is phenomenal, and she is just a treasure and just a phenomenal person. Okay, this book is too thick to be stacking up. This last book is one that I think has changed my life almost to the extent that Teresa Caputo's did. And it is The Universe Has Your Back by Gabby Bernstein. When I first heard about this book, I had heard of Gabby Bernstein, but I hadn't really given a lot of. Speaking of which, I just got a notification on my phone. This is why I looked over here, and she literally just responded to one of my Instagram comments, because I was telling her that every time she releases a new book, I buy the audio version, the hardback version, and the digital version. And so that was just weird that as soon as I start responding to talking about this book, she responds. It's crazy. Number one, she's an amazing person. I love Gabby beyond words, and I have a video about this book somewhere on my YouTube channel, but I didn't really know who she was. I didn't know a lot about her, and when she marketed this book, she talked about when you pre-order the book, you get access to a free manifesting workshop, and I was like, done. And the workshop brought me to tears and just like changed everything for me, and how I think and how I work and how I do things. And then when I got this book, I was like, are you serious? This book is amazing. I've recommended this book to everybody. Coworkers, like, I'm recommending it to you. Like, this book changed everything for me. All of her books are great, but this is the best book she's ever done. This is the best book ever. And because of this book, I actually got to meet her, and I actually got to give her a hug. And it just made me so happy to meet her, and I was so grateful for the opportunity. To meet her at Spirit Junkie and to just tell her that she's just the best. And Gabby, if you're watching this, which you're probably way too busy to do, but if you're watching this, you're the best, and I love you so much. But this book is amazing. It's about transforming fear into faith. She actually has she has a oracle deck. Not an oracle deck, but just a card deck that goes along with this book, and there's a journal coming out too, and I'm all about it. I'm here for it. Everything involving this book I will buy. I'll include the link to the deck below too, but it is phenomenal. It is such a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful book that I can't even begin to tell you. She goes in on this book. There's universal lessons. She talks about, there's so many exercises. This is one of the exercises. I don't know why I was just doing, but it's one of the exercises, and seeing her, just listening to her story, is just phenomenal. And she actually announced not too long ago that she's pregnant. And if you follow Gabby, you know that this is just amazing, because it was a really hard journey for her, and it just goes to show, when you fully trust and surrender to the universe will give you what you desire. And when you become aligned with it and release your attachment to how it's going to come, the universe will help you, because the universe has your back. This book is phenomenal. The exercises are phenomenal. This is just one of the best books I think I've ever read. Honestly, all these books are great, but between Teresa and this book book is everything. If you get any of the books that I've talked about, get this one. If you want to get one, just get this one. But yeah, I hope that you like this video. I haven't done one of these. It was 4 minutes and 44 seconds just now, or 44 minutes and 44 seconds. I've never really done videos like this before, where I showed you a lot of the books that have really helped me, but I want all of you to know that there are amazing resources out there for you that you can find, that you can work with, and that can help your path. If you have any books that you think I would like, oh, there's also a book by Doreen Virtue called Crystal Therapy, which I'm in love with. So I will put that in there. I'll put that in the link below too. But yes, this is definitely a long video, one of the longest videos I've ever done. But I thank you for sticking with me. And I hope that you found this video encouraging. I hope that you found a book that's going to light your way. Yeah, so if you want to work with me personally, if you would like a reading or whatever you see on my website that I offer that you like, I'll include that link first, so you don't have to scroll all the way to the bottom, and then I'll include links for all the books. Thank you for taking this journey with me. I appreciate you, and I appreciate all of your support. And if you're new to my channel, this is the first video you've watched by me, thank you. I'm really excited you're here. Feel free to explore my channel. I have a lot going on. And if you've been watching my videos forever, I appreciate you watching this one and sticking with me for almost an hour. I love you guys so much. I'm sending you so much love and light. Let me know what books you think I would like in the comments below, and let me know if you bought any of these, because that would be really cool. And let me know what you think about them. I love you guys. Bye.